Hello, everybody, and welcome to our weekly live. I'm Christine Josty of Mail Something Pretty, and today is Tuesday, June 3rd of 2025. And it is, I don't know if you can see this way. The sun is shining. It's a beautiful day outside. So all is good. So let me see. I just want to make sure that we are all good. I think everything is systems go ahead. So if you're watching live, please let me know. Say a quick hello or say something in the comments to let me know that we are good, and then we will get started. I think we're good. All right, so I'll start showing. Oh, there we go. Kim, you're always the first one. Thank you. This makes me feel good that we are good. In City's there. City, you're always there right away too. Perfect. Thank you. All right. So I'll just, as we're letting people get on, because we're on YouTube versus Facebook for the live, and then the replay is on both channels. Oh, and Tracy's here. Perfect. Um, I'll just show you. Today is the last day to get the sale price. You can sign up anytime, but the sale price for my exploding or my explosion cards. So kind of here's the 3D version. So they do close up, and you can, there we go, you can put them in an envelope. I have one, and then when you open it up, you get this kind of exploding card that sits right on a table. And so they make nice centerpieces. So here's one in an envelope. Just want to show, this one's from my daughter's boyfriend. They graduated college, and these were their school colors. And so when he's going to open it up, he's going to get a happy graduation card. So I did birthday, I did graduation, I did baby, little congratulations with the cute little storybook moments, and they're on the bottom too. This is my daughter's. Hers is a little bit bigger. Congratulations. I say in the video, that doesn't fold up and fit in an envelope, but for hers, it doesn't matter. So I kind of put extra stuff on it. Um, and then I have a wedding one, but I can't show you in case my friends watch. And so I don't want them to see their wedding card before. So, anyways, the sale price is $25. That ends tonight, and then it'll go down back to $30. But it's a fun class. It's 3 videos. It's all step by step. There's lots of photographs, measurements, guides, all that stuff. So you have lifetime access to that. Hey, Nancy. All right. So that is going on. And I'm just trying to think what else before we get into it. I'm actually going to move this out of the way. Oh, there's a big sale going that started today. The sale's a little confusing, and so hopefully I can clarify it. It's a great sale. It's an awesome sale, and it runs from today to the end of June. And so you can do it multiple orders. So anything that's in a suite or a suite collection is part of the sale. So I'll send another email out with a listing of all of the suites. There's like 15 or more. There's a lot of them. So any component that's in that suite, so you could buy a whole suite and get another whole suite at 50% off. And that's kind of the biggest bang for your buck. Hey, Debbie. Or you can get components. So you can buy paper from one suite and paper from another suite and get that one half off. Or you could buy a bundle from one suite. You can get ribbon from a suite and get the ribbon at 50% off. That's not as much of a savings. So hopefully that makes sense. Some things like a bundle is not every bundle is in a suite. Like the sailing home, that's not what it's called. Sunrise sailing bundle that everyone loves. That's only a bundle. It's not in a suite, so that one's not on sale. So I'm using some components of suites today, so I'll go through that and hopefully that will make sense. But if you have questions, put them in the comments and I'm happy to answer. Um, Okay. So what we're making today is I was kind of saying that it's, gift giving season, right? It's graduations and wedding showers and weddings, and baby showers can happen anytime. Um, Mother's Day, this actually would have been nice for Mother's Day, or hostess gifts or whatever. But I made this little, it's a box of note cards. So I'm actually going to leave the bow because I was pretty proud of the bow. So I'm just going to pull them this way. And so we're going to make the same thing. So I just did note cards, flat facing note cards. Oh, I ended up having The flowers were supposed to be separate, but I'll mix it up. I didn't want all the flowers together, the same flowers. I ended up putting just a note on all of them because I didn't want to presume they were all thank you notes for my daughter's friend who her graduation party's this weekend. Um, so I did just a note, and she loves it when I make things. And so this is the inside of the box. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Like, and I could have put a acetate cover on top, but I actually kind of like it just this way because then she can kind of flip through it. Um, okay, so I was mentioning the components of the suite. So this paper is called Florals in Bloom, and I love it. And this is part of a suite. Did I write the name down? No, it might even be called Florals and Bloom Suite. I'm not sure, but the suite definition. Well, at least my definition of a suite is if it has a stamp set, dies or a punch, so really a bundle. It has paper and it has embellishments. It could be an embossing folder, it could be ribbon, it could be gems, it's something else. So that's like a whole suite versus a bundle. Like this is a bundle. So it's a stamp set and dies, or stamp set and a punch. That's a bundle. So a suite is kind of like everything. And so this is part of a suite. So this paper is part of that sale. I'm actually just going to take them all out. I actually may go back and buy, I only have the paper, but I may go back and buy the whole collection because I really like it. It's just kind of fun floral paper. I like the bright colors. I even like the graphics on the back. Lilacs, I love lilacs. Um, it's just kind of fun. This could be a rose or a peony. I managed both. Some more. So it's kind of fun. It's, it's not generic, but it's a little bit like everyday, kind of encompasses a lot. It's just kind of whimsical and fun. So this is the paper that we're going to use, which I'm going to use. I'm going to make my box out of this one. All right. Put that aside. And then we are going to, I figured you didn't need to see me make all of the note cards because they're pretty basic. But I will make two just so you can kind of see. So these ones are already made. And so the colors I chose, I chose them based on the colors of the paper, but that shaded spruce, berry burst, the new timid tiger, it's a really nice orange. I like it a lot. And then the fourth color I decided to use is the secret sea, which I love. And it's one of those colors that's going to match like everything. So we'll do the last two note cards. So I have a set of 8, and then I'll make the box. Figured that was kind of what I wanted to show you was the box. So a note card. When I took my first stamping class back 18, almost 19 years ago, one of the first, oh, sorry, 8.5. I'm just cutting it. The whole piece is gonna go in quarters, so you can get 4 note cards from one piece. So I just cut it 5.5, and now I'm gonna cut it 4.25. Nancy was my teacher, and one of the first cards we ever made was like one of these flat notes, and I just loved it, and I love them ever since. They're easy, but just to write, sometimes you just need to write a little something, and so these are perfect for that. So it's just a quarter sheet. So 4.25 by 5.5. So I have 2 of them because I'm gonna make 2. And then I'm gonna save this piece for our box. And then I should have, yep, I already have these cut out. So this is just a 1/4 inch smaller. So, and you can play with your note cards. You can embellish them. These are kind of on the plainer side, purposely. I think the paper and a little something does it enough. I'm going to probably make another set using this garden set. We'll see if I get it done in time for my friend in the garden club. But even I'll just put paper. I think the watering can will, I just don't know if it's too big. will fit up here in the vegetables. But if and when I make it, I will take a picture and show you guys. But there's tons and tons of papers and stamp sets that work. So anyway, so this was the white is 4 by 5 1/4. So I have one for each of them. And then I already cut out of this all the same paper pack. I cut 1 inch strips of the paper that we're using. You can vary it. You can do 3/4 inches if this is too thick, depending on what you're putting on there. Or sometimes I've done like a thinner strip going down this way. You can turn your card, it can go this way. So there is we have options. So we'll just put these together kind of quickly, and then I'm going to show you the box, like I said. Okie dokie. So is everyone enjoying the beginning of June? We finally have some nice weather, although it's going to get hot. And the pollen is supposed to, on Thursday, it's supposed to be the highest. I think it's when that pine pollen, like you can just see it floating through the air. And I'm going to be outside all day, so I'm going to be a pollen mess. We have our garden club plant auction. We was supposed to have it last Thursday, and they said it was going to rain, and it really, so we changed it, and it really didn't rain. We could have done it, but it's going to be Thursday, and so we're all going to be all full of pollen, but that's okay. All right, so I already have to find my other one. Was just here, wasn't it? I'll find it. I'll find it. Okay. I just couldn't remember which one I wanted on which. We're going to do this one on this one. All right. So I already stamped and colored my flowers. And so that was from, I've shown this before. I kind of forgot about it. And that's what happens, right? It's not even that old. It's called Year of Flowers. I think it was introduced for the spring online exclusives launched. And so each flower goes with each month. And so I brought the project that I actually made with it, which happens to be another box. And I'll write up directions. It is on a live, um, and I can even reshare that. But I made one card for each month using the fun kind of, I forget what it's called, but it's all the black and white paper. And I figured, like, if you're sending birthday cards to someone, you're never gonna send a duplicate because a person only has a birthday in one of the months, and I'm only giving them one card. So it's kind of a fun set. So the stamps, let's get one off here, have the month. Oh, is that blurry? The stamps have the month already on them, but the dies only cut out the flowers. So that's what's kind of cool. So you don't have to worry about the month being on there when you don't want it. And so what I did, and then I keep my extra flowers just in a little bag. I put just because they all at first glance look the same, I put tear and tape all on the back of the inside cover. And then I put the corresponding, like, and then I put them all in order. So here's January. So here's January, February, February. So then I know, so this just kind of sticks to it because it's tear and tape. I kind of know which dye goes with each flower, and it's really helped me. Otherwise, if I had them in the envelope that they come with, it would just take a little while to figure out which flower goes with which stamp set. So that's just a little tip, and they all kind of fit in there. So I already did them, and I colored them with colored pencils. And so now I'm just going to glue it directly on here. And you could do them with lens markers and stuff. I actually kind of like using this set with the colored pencils because some of the flowers are white anyways. Like if you do the daisy as like a regular daisy, so it's white anyways. And so I just added a little black colored pencils just to give it a little something rather than just being stamped. I thought it needed a little something. So anyways, we're doing that. I lost the other flower, which is okay because I have extra. Let's see what the other blue one was supposed to be though. The daisy. Okay. So we'll just take a daisy out of here and I know I'll find it. You guys might even be able to see it where you are. Okay, so like the other daisy. So that one's gonna go on here. Tiny, tiny, tiny bits of glue. Actually, my daughter's friend who's getting this, her name is Rose. So I said I could have done all rose flowers, but she said she doesn't know if she really has an affinity for roses. So I said, we'll just keep it to the flowers. I did it. Okay. I was gonna wait. I was gonna stamp first and then glue, but we'll just glue these down together and hope I don't make a mistake. All right. So I'm going to use, I love the stamp, the phrase, just a note, because it really can be for so many reasons. This particular set is part of a suite. So this set would be part of the sale, or the bundle. You could get the set as part of the sale or the bundle as part of the sale. I didn't bring up the dies that go with it, but this is in the catalog. It's part of that gallery blooms, that what I was calling like the mega suite. So there's a lot of components of that suite. But here's the just a note. I love the hello, even the celebrate. Like I like just kind of the little phrases. So that's what I'm going to use. So we're going to use the timid tiger on one of them. I ended up using, like I said, just a note on all of them, but then I varied up the colored inks in the colors of flowers, just to, so it's not all the same. And I'm gonna just kind of clean that off. And we'll use Berry Burst on the other one. Okay. All right, so those note cards are all done. You can kind of see they were done. They're pretty quick. In past I've done like a printed layer and a solid, like I've done all sorts of things, but so these are pretty easy, but I think they're just right. So now I have my set of note cards and I have envelopes. We need 8 of them. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay. So we have our, you could even, and I've done this too, just tie a ribbon around this, and that's a really nice gift. But oops, this one goes with this one. But if you want to make a box, that's what I wanted to show you. So we need, I found my daisy. It's way over here with my cutter. I knew it. Find it. I just saw this too. I've done this before. I think I've showed this before too when I showed this set. But I listed like January is a carnation, it's an iris, like which flowers go with which month. Some months actually have different flowers for the month. And so I put those on there too. But it's kind of a nice set. All right, so we are going to use this paper for our box. And so this is my math. This is how I figured it out, but I'll tell you what I did. I kind of took a note card and then I said, all right, so this is 5.5 inches wide, but for the envelope is a little bit wider. So then I said, well, that would be say 5 3/4. And then I said, well, where'd it go? For the sides, I wanted 3/4 inches tall. And then I wanted there to be a little overlap. So I said that was a 1/2 inch so that I could just kind of build that on this side, and I added it all up. And then I did the same thing going the other direction. So 4 1/4, I said, well, that's 4 1/2. Again, 3/4 inches on both sides and 1/2 inch, and I added that up. So what that all comes down to is, write it on here so you can see it better. You want your box to be the paper 8 1/2 by 7 is what you want. So we're going to cut this piece 8 1/2 by 7. I'm going to actually cut the 7 first because I already used some of this paper. So I'm thinking this might give me a bigger piece to use for later. And it doesn't matter to me which direction like the flowers go. So 8 1/2 by 7. Right? Yeah. And then we're going to score on all 4 sides at a 1/2 inch and 3/4 inches. So you don't even really have to know where it is all across because I'm going to do a 1/2 inch. And then I'm going to add a 3/4 inches. So it's really 1 1/4. So it could, because I have that 1/2 inch and then that 3/4. So then I'm going to rotate it and do a 1/2. And then when I add 3/4 inches, it becomes 1 1/4. So again, we're going to do that on all 4 sides. If you were going to make a top of this box, like with that acetate, all I would do is add. So add to that 8 1/2 by 7, that overall, I would just add 1/8 of an inch to both sides. And then still do this. And then that way it gives you a little bit wider to get the cover on top of the box. All right. So, can you see? I don't know. I'm just wondering if you can see the score lines. We're going to cut some of it's my little template. We're going to cut it so it looks like this. So we're going to cut the thinner tab really off on all corners. And I can kind of see it. Well, this is going to be the side I'm going to use, but I can kind of see my score lines better on this side. So we're going to cut. There's a little box here and a box there. We're just going to cut that whole thing off. So really the whole thinner tab off this side and then the thinner tab off on this side. We'll do that on all 4 corners. So it'll look like that on all corners. I almost was going to do this project on Thursday night. So Anne and I have our joint live together. And I know she doesn't do a lot of 3D, or at least she tells me she doesn't do a lot of 3D. I'm gonna fold this one because I can't see it. So I almost was gonna do this on Thursday, but I think I'm going to do something else. Might be a card. But be sure to tune in to that. So that will also be on YouTube. So Thursday, the time will be, let's see if I can do it while I'm cutting. For my time, Eastern time will be 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. And then, so that would be Central at 7 p.m. Mountain time would be 6 p.m. Oops, 6 p.m. Sorry. And Pacific would be 5 p.m. All right. So all corners are cut. So I hope you join us, is where I was getting at. So then you just want to fold on all of your score lines. It's 2 on each side. And what we're doing, our theme, because we always like a theme or a intention, is we're doing something that's in the sweet sale. All right, so then you need to make just cuts on each corner. So you could either go this way or you could go this way. It doesn't matter, but don't do both. But whichever way you go, just make sure it's on the same opposite. So if you go this way, you want to go this way. But if you go this way, then you want to go this way. Hopefully that makes sense. It will in a second. Let me put it together. Turn it this way. And you just cut up to that score line. All right. And what that does is it's just going to give us these tabs so that when we fold it in like that. What didn't cut enough? All right. So now, so that gives us the tabs to fold it in. We are going to, this is designer paper, so it's a little flimsy, or I shouldn't say flimsy, but it's not quite as thick or sturdy as the cardstock. So what I'm going to do, remember I had that extra half sheet. I'm just going to cut this also into the quarters, or this piece in half, at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I'm just going to glue this in to the bottom. I'm going to center it like that. And so that will just give me a sturdier bottom. And you can use any color. I just used this one because it was what I hadn't done for the note cards. Because you're really not going to see it until they get to the end of their cards. So that just makes it a little stiffer. Okay, so now we're just going to put our box kind of together. So I'm going to put a little glue on these two little tabs here and fold them up to right corners, right angles. And this is where I have to just, this one actually I didn't cut so good. Cut that off a little bit. I have to give it time for the glue to at least stick. So give it a good pinch. Give this one a good pinch. You could use tear and tape, but I would use either tear and tape or the green glue because you want it. We're making a box, so you want it to be strong. You guys are quiet today. All right. You guys can let me know even if there's a favorite sweet that you've had or that you've been wanting, so I know even what I need to get. So I don't have, I think I only have 2 of the new sweets. I have the Gallery Blooms and I have the celebratory sips, which is what I focused on today. I made I think I used it last week on the live. I'm just folding this in the other direction. Almost looks like a little tray because I'm just going to put glue on here and then fold it back. So I would suggest doing the opposites first and then the other one. It doesn't really matter, but I think just with your seams, it just might look better. So this is also where I need to have a little patience and let the glue stick. And then I've been like using my fingernail just to give it a little crease here. So now I'll do the opposite side. And the reason why I have this extra piece to fold over is one, it gives like a rounded edge instead of like a cut edge. And it also gives it a little strength because now it's 2 layers versus 1 layer, but it also kind of looks nice. All right, so now I'll do the 2 other opposites. I think it's just a little bit more finished. Somehow I got sticky. Again, I'm just creasing that with my fingernail. At least I'm trying to. Avoiding the sticky part. All right, Tracy is looking at I'm gonna assume that says the celebratory sips. I really, really, really like it. Oh, Nancy's watching and taking notes. Okay, that's smart too. All right, so here is the box. It's really just the bottom of a box. Um, and now we can fill it. So I was trying to like alternate, so I didn't want two of the same flowers together. So let's see if I can do this. And the colors. So I have, am I missing a color? Oh, shoot. I only have, okay, I'll have to go back and make more because I'm missing, there's only 6 here. Oh no, 4. Here I am. Okay. Oh, that other orange one that I put back in here was the right one. Silly me. The daisy one, right? Yep. Okay. Thought I made 8. Okay, so I don't want 2 daisies together. So I'm gonna swap out, we'll put a different one on top. We'll put that blue one on top so that can go back there. So now, okay, so that's 4 of different flowers, 4 different colors. Nope. Well, maybe it's not gonna work that way. Hold on. There we go. Okay. 4 different colors, 4 different flowers. So now I'll have 4 different flowers, 4 different colors. There we go. Okay. Note set, 8 envelopes, and those go right in the box. Can you tell that that dark blue is my favorite color? All right, so this is just ribbon I had. I don't know. I didn't check to see if it's still current or not. It's just white, just as white, but it's like a linen. Um, I'm just going to tie a bow. You can use any ribbon you have. If you wanted to make a belly band, you can do that too. So what I did to make that bow is I actually did that rabbit ears versus the, I'm gonna say the regular way I make a bow. And then it flips around. I kind of made a better bow. There we go. So here is a little note set of cards. Where'd the other one go? And here's the other one. Well, I'm glad I made it easy. Hope. I just called you Hope, Nancy. Um, I hope I made it easy. I think it is easy. So anyways, those are the 2 patterns of the paper. I really like this paper. I'm gonna get more. And I probably will end up getting the sweet. Um, but you can use, I'm sure you guys all have flowers. You can use anything you like to make it. So I think it's a nice gift. Um, and it doesn't use that much paper. Because if you were to buy this at a store, you figure it's probably at least 20 or $25. So it's really 2 sheets, although I use 4 colors, but 2 sheets of cardstock, 2 sheets of white, and some pattern paper, and most of a sheet of the, most of a 12 by 12 sheet. So it doesn't really use a whole lot of paper, makes a lovely gift. So I'm glad you like it. All right, let me put myself back on here. Thank you for watching live. Thank you for watching the replay. Just to recap, and I'll post pictures of these, I'll put it on Facebook. And then we'll see if I get it on my blog. I've been a little delinquent on that. Um, but the explosion cards class, it's the closest one. The sale ends today, so it's $25 for the class. It's an online class. You can watch it anytime you want. You have lifetime access. All the resources, measurements, pictures, that's all on there. Tomorrow it just goes up to $30. So that's going on. The sale, the suite sale. So anything that is in a component, any component that is part of a suite is on sale, the whole suite or a component of the suite. If you have questions, ask me because I know it's a little confusing, but that's the whole month of June. So that's awesome. And I think those are the 2 things that are happening. Oh, and don't forget, I put this in my newsletter this morning. If you're a scrapbooker, there's a virtual album retreat happening in July, but signups are kind of now. And that to sign up is to buy the kit, and that the purchase of the kit is your kind of registration for the 3-day event. To a card maker, it sounds a little expensive. It's $250. However, to a scrapbooker who goes to these retreats, apparently it's a bargain. It's like a good deal. You get 12 two-page spreads, so 24, pages. All the components you need. A lot of things are pre-cut. I mean, I think everything is pre-cut or there for you to use. Um, there's all the embellishments, all the stuff that you need. It just does not include the album, in like the inks, that kind of stuff. But it includes all the videos. I think they have prizes. It's like a community, so you talk, you have access to the staff. Like it's a really good deal. Um, and so that's happening. So you just have to buy the kit, and then that gives you admission or registration to the retreat, which is July 16th, 17th, and 18th. But you don't have to attend in person. You can just watch the replays whenever you want. So that's happening. I wanted to make sure I told you about that because they're really excited. It's Stampin' Up's first time doing something like that. But they have all the close to my heart people who have joined Stampin' Up have helped. So it's all done well. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Nancy. I'm glad you liked it. Again, I think they're really nice gifts. I'm a sucker for stationery and I always have been. So I think it's a nice gift. So hopefully you guys can make them too. And if you do, post them on the VIP page, the very important paper crafter page so everyone else can see too. Because we like to see everyone's ideas. All right, that's what I had for you today. Thank you for joining live or replay. And I'll post photographs, like I said, and I'll see you guys next week. Have a wonderful time. Bye bye.